But you guys, it is your boy West Coast, and we live in the building, man. And hey, man, welcome to Uncut. Actually, this is Can't Sleep Cowboys because we on after midnight, so this is actually this is Can't Sleep Cowboy, and I got my boy Henny the Moore up in here, and I also got the landlord. He just finished picking up a bunch of property rents. You know what I'm saying? So he in the building. You know what I'm
All right.
saying? Cowboys get the win today, man. So I know everybody's having a good time, man. This is your Black Friday show. I know it's a bunch of people that's out right now doing their shopping and doing their things. I'm gonna go out as soon as I get off here. We probably gonna go to hit the local mall for a little bit, see what we can do with it. But other than that, man, it's your boy West Coast. I got Henny the Moore from HTM Sports, and then I got my boy Landlord from Alabama, man. So shout out, what's up,
Sir.
everybody? How y'all doing tonight, man?
What's
Living
happening?
good, man. How you making it?
Shoot, I'm good, man. How was y'all Thanksgiving?
Man,
Great.
spectacular. Ate good. Cowboys won. I can't complain.
Got that
Shoot, I,
dub. Everything is lovely. Marvelous.
shoot, I heard that, man. It's the first. This is probably the best Thanksgiving we've had in what, like 4 years, as far as Cowboys wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't won on Thanksgiving since 2018.
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous that that's even a streak. That's
But
real.
hey, if you believe in trends, like last two times that we won on Thanksgiving, we went to at least the second round of the playoffs. So if you believe in trends, we did something today.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Shoot, I'll take it then. Shoot, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Well, yo,
History
man, let's
repeats itself.
shoot. I'll take that. Hey, or what do they call it? Or an omen. You know what I'm saying? If that's like an omen, like a sign. Shoot, I'll receive both those. But more importantly, man, Cowboys. Any negative streaks that are associated to the Cowboys, I'm always happy when they can get broken. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that the Dallas Cowboys were able to eliminate that streak of just not being able to perform on, because you got to think, man. When you don't perform well on Thanksgiving, man, it holds a little bit more weight because the entire world. I mean, not saying the entire world doesn't watch Cowboy games, but the entire world for sure is watching the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Because why? Because that's. I mean, you got to
Put it in
think.
tradition.
If
That's
even
the
if
thing
you
to do.
ain't yeah, even if you ain't a Cowboy fan, that is your tradition. If you watch football, you're gonna watch some part of the Dallas Cowboys. So for some people, think about this. That Thanksgiving game is that's gonna be the only Cowboy game they may watch all season until we play their team in the playoffs or something. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't play their team in the playoffs, then shoot, that might be the only representation of the Dallas Cowboys they've seen. So I think tonight the Dallas Cowboys put on a good show for the world. Let them kind of know what's going on. But let me before we get into the content and stuff like that, you guys already know what we like to do. We like to go through here and shout out everybody that's watching. So if you're watching, no matter where you're watching at, I want you to say what's up in the comment box. Facebook is tripping right now. It's not letting me. It's not giving me my. Actually, I can pull it up on my phone. I can pull it up on my phone. Hey, if you guys can see it on Henny, if you got some people on your page, you can say what's up too. And landlord, if you got some people on your page, you can say what's up too real quick while I get on Facebook real quick.
You want to go first, and
Now go ahead, Kinfolk.
okay. Shout out to Miss Jessica in the building over here. Shout out to Mr. Leaside Harrell, with the worst team in football with the Houston Texans. And shout out to Mr. Johnny in the building. You understand? We in here. Y'all drop them comments so we can give y'all shout outs now. Don't be shy. And you already know, hit that like button. Hey, it won't charge your card now. It's free of charge. Hit that like button on for your boy.
Absolutely. And then shout out to my boy Anthony Chase. Hey, Anthony, hit that star button, hit that share button. Derek, hit that star button, hit that share button. Miss Aisha, what's up with you, T? Appreciate you, Miss Williams. All the way out there in Nebraska, what's up with you? I know it's cold. Hey, put it in the comment box how cold it is right now. What's up with you, my
Ooh,
boy Rodney? What's up with you, Corey? What's up with you, Bubba? I see you, my boy Bubba. Appreciate you for tapping in too. So, yo, man, if you have not already, make sure you hit that share button and then make sure you guys hit that star button. Don't forget that the top star giver for today is still going home with an autographed Trevon Diggs jersey. Got it right here. We got a couple people that have already hit that star button, so appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that star button because the top star giver is going home with an autographed Trevon Diggs jersey. All right, so real quick, my boy Mark says he's in Canada and it is -10. God dang, stay in the house,
great,
bro.
great.
I don't want no parts of that, bro. No parts of that. What's up with you, Miss Nikki on Utah? On YouTube. What's up with you, my boy Micah? Michael on YouTube, and then I got Miss Nikki again. So shout out. I got more people saying what's up on YouTube, but you guys are not. You guys are not saying hello. You guys know how YouTube is set up. I can't say hello to you unless you actually say hello to me first. So you got to say hi in the comment box. Then it'll show me your name, and then I can say what's up to you. But yo, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna give everybody and Facebook. When Facebook comes back up, I'll swing back over there and give you guys some shout outs, but I can't see everybody that's on there. So as soon as it comes up, I'll give you guys some shout outs. But yo, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and start. And let's talk about this game, man. Let's get first impressions of this Cowboys versus Giants on Turkey Day. What was y'all first impressions of this game?
Man, I well, I wanted to say that I'm surprised that the game was close for as long as it was, but when you actually put the stuff into perspective, the Giants were really playing for their playoff lives because they have already lost to us once. And, getting swept by us is pretty much going to eliminate any chance that they have of winning the division. And if neither one of us are able to actually capture the division, this goes a long way towards playoff seeding. So, like, that's because what, we won 8 games. There's still no guarantee that we can catch up to Philadelphia. So it was a real big game, and Dabo got them up to play. They were shorthanded, but they came in and they were executing pretty well to start the game. But the superior team, pulled away in the second half. Now we played sloppy to start, but we had explosive plays. We were able to run the ball in the second half, control time of possession. We scored like 21 straight points, if I'm not mistaken, in the second half. So it was close to the start. They played desperate, but the superior team did what they had to do and put the kids to bed at the end of the night.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, what I seen a team that was like, a little rocky at the beginning. We had a few little mishaps, and I believe I might have, underestimated how good the Giants could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? They played a decent game. We ended up handling them pretty well, but they stuck in there longer than I would have liked. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it was a little closer. It is a division game. It ain't easy in the NFL to just whoop up on your division opponents like that. You know what I'm saying, on a consistent basis. But we got the job done. Like I said, it was a rocky start, but it looked like we got our act together down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the boneheaded mistakes and plays like that, and executed the offense perfectly. You know what I'm saying? We ended up scoring on like most of the, like in the second half, I believe we scored on every possession except for like one or two.
Except
So
for the very last one, yes.
yeah, we turned up in the end of the game. So that's a good sign. We was able to show some resiliency and show that we weren't scared and went backing down and wasn't giving up on our quarterback. I liked all that, man. I'm glad we was able to get that dub. And all dubs won't be glamorous and pretty. You know what I'm saying? Some of them gonna be ugly or muddy or sloppy. But a win is a win, and we needed that in that column.
hmm And just to add a little bit more to it about the win, so we have now outscored the last 5 teams that we played by 80 points combined.
Jesus.
In each game that we played, we've had a 14-point lead or more in every single game. Even the Green Bay loss, we had a 14-point lead. So every single game in this 5 game stretch, we had at least a 14-point lead, and we're averaging 32 points a game with Dak Prescott back over these last 5 games. So just to put that in perspective, like it was rocky to start, but we're a miss Maher field goal from scoring 30 points again. So like
True.
even with how poorly they played to begin at the beginning of the game, they were immaculate in the second half.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and just jump into it. Let's talk about our quarterback, Dak Prescott tonight. 30. He was 21 of 30, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Once again, Dak Prescott, I would think it's probably the first time in his career has multiple games with interceptions. I want to know, you guys, are you guys, because the nation is going to, the funny thing about it is, Dak could have threw 5 touchdowns tonight. You know what I'm saying? But the nation is going to focus on them 2 interceptions. Let's talk about those 2 interceptions. Let's talk about those interceptions. Let's talk about those touchdowns as well. And let's talk about this theory or this mindset about this team, because I mean this offense as a whole seems to start slow. You know what I'm saying? And
True.
in my opinion, that's why I've even kind of, people always there's sometimes where I be wanting the offense to be on the field first, and there's sometimes where I be wanting the offense to be on the field, put the defense on the field first. And to be honest with you, man, the slowest this offense has been starting out, man, I low key. So I don't even know right now, man. I don't even know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I can see advantages for both sides as far as putting the offense on putting them on the field first or putting the goddamn defense on the field. But I mean, either way, man, the Dallas Cowboys need to figure this out because we have an issue with scoring on our first drives, and this is a podcast. This is a show that is more we're more driven about winning and being consistent in the playoffs. So anything that I see it, I use the regular season as kind of like my playground to get everything right, so that when we get in the playoffs, we don't have these same issues, right?
Right.
So my thing is right now, when we get to the playoffs, because that's where we're going, how do we stop shooting ourselves in the foot, and how do we put some points on the board? Because I love how Dak Prescott can throw interceptions and then freaking throw touchdowns and get them right back. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, in the world of the playoffs, you typically don't get that luck all the time. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my boy Metro Boomin with the $2 super chat, my boy. Appreciate you, my boy.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying, and like that's true. They've been inconsistent, but like they're either gonna come in because we scored on our first 7 possessions last week, and then before that in the Bears game we scored on like our first 5 possessions. So they're capable of doing that. It's just they have not been consistently doing so. But I believe like sometimes they get too far outlandish with some of the play calls that they make. 'Cause there were some times early that they were taking unnecessary shots down the field instead of leaning more onto the run game. Because when you really look at when we have our most success in the opening drives, we're running the ball, third and short, second and short, we're not playing with it. We're going ahead and getting moving the chains by running the ball again, and then we'll mix in the play action there. So like I think if they run the ball more, especially on more short yardage situations, to just continue to run the clock and keep possession of the ball, that the stuff will run easier. Because like they are able to chain together good scoring drives, like long methodical scoring drives, but they have issues in wanting to press and push the ball down the field instead of just doing what you need to do to get the yard to convert.
The
So
most frustrating. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I about to say the most frustrating thing about it is, man, like we just showed that we know how to play against
Facts.
Minnesota, and
Facts.
then we come out here and do something totally different. Like that's what's very discouraging because that's what supports West Coast with the no OBJ campaign. That supports you all day long. It's making you look like a genius. Unfortunately, because I still kind of want him, but just be real. I'm a wide receiver, man. I can't help it. I still think I still think he can help this team, but I'm gonna be real, man. Like Kellen Moore behavior is very alarming. I'm gonna just be real. Like, look, we just played the perfect game last week. The perfect game. Almost batted 100, like we batting 1,000, whatever they say. It was almost flawless. So how would this game plan be so different from that one? That's what's concerning to me. But like I know what they'll say. Matchups are different. We might have liked the pass on this team better than we liked the run on this team. But in my opinion, if we know who we are, we know our identity. This is what makes you miss Jason Garrett at times. Cause
Right.
Jason Garrett it don't matter who we playing, what the matchups is, Jason Garrett gonna run the ball. You know what I'm
Right.
Facts.
saying? That's one thing you give Jason Garrett. Like, if we lose, we'll lose trying to run. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? Like that's one thing you can give him. But after such a marvelous performance last week, if we came out and stalled playing in that form, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? We got stalled playing the way we played Minnesota, and then we had to go to something different. So be it. But we came out doing something totally different. We did a reverse on 2nd and 11, I believe. Like,
Boy,
look, it's still the same stuff that we get angry about at Kellen Moore. He was doing the same stuff.
yeah.
And
Situational football as well, because I do not
yeah,
know why the hell we were going forward on 4th and 2 on our own side of the field where the score was 0-0. Like
And
you
think
have,
about and then think about the play calling on that, man. They ran the ball. If I'm not mistaken, they threw the ball on 3rd and 2, and then on the fourth and 2, they run a play that's behind the line of scrimmage, and it's like if you know you're already gonna go for it on 3rd down, then why don't you be more aggressive about trying to get that? If you already know you're gonna go for it on 4th
on
down,
4. Yeah.
yeah, then you should be more aggressive about it on 3rd down. Like you just don't
boy,
go in there and just like kind of like concede the 3rd down, because then it's like the 3rd down is almost like it's pointless almost.
it
It's almost
is,
like
and it's becoming a trend. Because Mike McCarthy out his mouth during the Green Bay game, he told them he knew on that 4th down that he was gonna go for it. He knew 2nd down he was gonna go for it on 4th down. It
so
became
they
to it.
already know when they're gonna go for it on 4th down.
Yeah. So he knew in advance. He didn't just even know on 3rd down. He said he knew on 2nd down that it was a 4 down scenario, and his play caller did not reflect that. And it's
No,
the
it did
same thing
not.
in this situation. So that is a trend in how he's been handling these 4th down scenarios,
It
especially
seemed
with
like
it
at
was
the
uncalled
half,
for.
Mike McCarthy had to pull him by his ear again. Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Even though everything worked out in our favor, but like that's what some fans don't understand. We have to talk about these things because every team ain't gonna be like the Giants. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every game ain't gonna be that easy to recover from this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We have to address these issues right now
Right.
before they hinder us from making a deeper playoff run and stuff like that. Like Kellen Moore needs to get it together. And I know even though we all happy we won, I know you will be calling me a buffoon if you were saying that you weren't looking at your TV cursing at the beginning of the game.
Cussing like a
Screaming,
mug.
I know
and,
you was cursing.
and then guess what? They was
Listen.
all screaming at some
Even the
point.
most
What you
optimistic
say?
fan, you was cursing. You was
Yeah,
cursing.
especially
And
with how banged up this team was. They came in here down 4 offensive linemen. They're missing their best receivers. They're missing their starting tight end. They're missing their starting cornerbacks. So, like, you did not expect this game to be close. But you know what? I'm gonna take my hat off to Dable. He's a damn good coach for getting the boys ready to play.
They came with it.
yeah,
They came
and
with it.
they did come with it. And shout out to my boy, says like the Maryland. Oh, actually, that was wrong. Let me read this comment. He says, in this play scheme type, it's hit or miss. Got to try and see what works really. A college scheme revamped to the pros, like it or not. It's running. It's working. Running. What's working is run the damn ball. And I like what he said, because that is like when you play when you're in college, your scheme is kind of like built around you more or less, because you get 11 random teams. Yeah, you might get like 4 teams that you're going to play, but every year in college, you're going for the most part, you're going to play a bunch of random teams. So you can't just be molded and shifted and stuff like this. But in the NFL, you 6 of the games that you play every single year are going to be 6 teams and opponents you already know, right?
Mhm.
So
And
it's
you play
like,
twice a year.
we should have like a game. Like, I know we have a game plan to beat such and such and such and such, but there should be a game plan that we use that is specifically for the Giants. Why? Because you pay them every year. And for the most part, this has been the exact same Giants team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like no matter how they've had the same quarterback, they basically had the same running back, they basically had the same style of wide receiver. They've had a little bit better wide receiver at times. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, this has been the same Giants team. You know what I'm
They
saying?
tight end play ain't as good no more.
Exactly. But for the
Yeah.
most part, this is the same Giants team that you've always played. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, my biggest, not even my biggest concern. I mean, I'm absolutely happy that we got the win, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I already knew the Cowboys were going to win this game. Like, the expectation for me was not to win this game. Like, the expectation was for me to look good in winning this game, because, I'm at the point now where it's like, bruh, like, we looking at a pregnant woman and she 4 months pregnant, baby. You can see the bump. Like the baby's coming in 5 months. The baby's gonna be here. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So what am I saying? Dallas Cowboys, you guys are a cowboy. You guys are a playoff team. So we can stop worrying about. We can stop worrying about. Are we gonna get in the playoffs? Are we gonna be in? You're going to the playoffs. Okay. Now you need to start preparing for when the baby gets here. What does that mean? Go get some diapers. Go get a bed. Go get some cloths. We need to start preparing ourselves for what we about to get ourselves involved in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that is
The
what
big fights,
the
the
big
boss
fight.
fights. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So that's why I say this game for me. But at the same time, I will say this: we got to give them a look. Even though I'm not saying I'm being hard on them, but but I am at the same time, taking in consideration that this is the second game in what in 4 or 5 days. You know what I'm
True,
saying?
true.
So with that being, I'm I can give them a little. I can give them a little, not necessarily excuse, but I can give them a little mercy. But at the same time, I'm still concerned because the same things that have plagued us in other games plagued us in this game. That's it. That's all.
That's fair, man. But like I said, I just don't think you right. But bro, we seen what we supposed to do. We seen what we supposed to do. What's so hard about doing it? Like I said, if we would have tried the same type of theme that we ran on Minnesota and it didn't work, all else is off the table then. Like you can do whatever you gotta do to come up with a game plan that'll win after that. You know what I'm saying? We seen how successful that is. My point is, I feel like if you put Dak in third and short, like we gonna be unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be unstoppable. If you give Dak third and fours and third and fives and stuff like that, he gonna convert most of them, man. I'm tell you that right now. He gonna convert most of them. But that's when you start stalling drives when you getting him behind the sticks, like third and 13. Like he'll convert a couple of them, like he did. I believe he threw a touchdown on the third down and like third and 13 or something like that.
Yeah, he
So
did it last
yeah,
week too.
so
Third,
he'll
14,
he'll
trying to call
he'll get you over the hump sometimes, but you don't wanna like go to that well too much. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to run that well dry like that. You only
Right.
do that when it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? When it has to be done. You don't want to just keep milking that cow like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like what I always say. It's like paying your mortgage with a lottery ticket. You know what I'm saying? That might work one month, but it ain't gonna work every month. And
Right.
neither should you count on that. But let's I know another hot topic that a lot of people are talking about right now is this play calling in general, man. Kellen Moore, bro. I promise you, Kellen Moore. I mean, I know the American Heart Association probably got a lot of calls for heart attacks today, and they was probably thinking it's because everybody was eating that ham. But it wasn't that ham, man. It wasn't that salt from that ham, man. It was them play calls, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right here, man. My offensive coordinator, man, he just does what he wants to do, man. Like my boy is out here willy nilly in it, man. He
I
he go
told you, it's a civil
Kellen
war,
Moore.
Wes.
Yeah, Kellen Moore gonna do what the hell Kellen Moore want to do, man. What
It's
do
a
y'all
civil war between him and Mike McCarthy, man.
Like, what are y'all thoughts, man? Let's talk about it, man. What are y'all thoughts on Kellen Moore and this play calling today?
Kellen Moore is a guy that historically likes to throw the ball. He has publicly stated that he always wants to throw the ball. He said this year it was hard not to fall back into the habit of throwing the ball. He said that at a press conference. Hell, last year our offense averaged 39 passing attempts a game. And we won 12 games. So like when the hell were we even down enough to be, to justify passing the ball that much? But nonetheless, that's just his MO. He was a high volume passer himself in college. That's all he knows. So like, yeah, it's going to be times where that rears his head. He's going to get a little pass happy sometimes. But that's why I think it's important for somebody like Mike McCarthy, who's been an offensive coordinator in the league for several years, who's been a head coach in the league for 7 years, to reel him in. Like he needs somebody to help him. Like West Coast, you have sort of the idea at one point that he needs a run game coordinator on the staff with him to help him with the run game, because like he'll install some stuff that looks good. And, he has some wrinkles in the run game that will blow your mind, and when he actually goes and does it. But his issue is getting away from the run. So
Right.
like it's just somebody has to help him with those tendencies, because I think when he actually does stick to the run, he's a great offensive coordinator.
I
Like he
mean, he's
got
he's creative as hell. Like, listen, I've said this too. Kellen Moore is more creative in the run game than he is in the pass game because he does stuff in the run game that low key be surprising me. Like that run to the tight end, that was
Him,
pretty surprising. I
that
ain't
was
see that
Henry
coming,
winning. That
huh?
was him to try winning.
yeah, that was him. It was
That
Henny
was
Yeah,
Henny.
yeah, yeah.
walked in.
That was nice.
That was nice. I didn't see that coming. But it's like
Yeah,
why you can't be creative. Like if you are gonna throw the ball, even when you do throw the ball, stop running all these hooks and curls like the same exact thing, man.
Yeah.
He says, go ahead."
I was just about to say, like, you right, but like one thing, it's like all the criticisms on Kellen Moore, it seems like it be so legit though. Cause like you
justified.
heard people say, yeah, you heard people say that he's a collector of plays. He's not a OC. And I just hate that we have to keep getting these people that's learning on the job, man. We need that old broom. We need that experienced driver, but like hopefully Kellen Moore can just get it together with some guidance with Mike McCarthy, man. Because, like, one thing I do notice with Kellen Moore and his play calling, like, think about this. You played defense then at West Coast. You
Yep.
played defense. So, like, when you scouting a team, you look for trends. It's really no trends on this offense. That y'all watch film. What's the trend? Like, we do a whole bunch of stuff. Well,
Yeah,
it ain't many things that
we're not committed to one thing either.
yeah, it ain't many things that we do and then play off of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not many things like that. That's what I don't like. Like, you have to have an identity, like a scheme. So, especially like the 3 tight end thing was like the closest thing to a scheme that I seen. Like, to where you can throw this package out here and then build on it, then do some fakes on it, do some variations of it. Kellen doesn't do variations of plays much at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. He'll go from shotgun, then he'll go under center. You know what I'm saying? Up tempo. He's just random. I don't like that. You gotta have some. You know what I'm saying? Be a little deceptive in how you call your plays, man. Like you
Yeah.
just random. You just pulling from everywhere. I don't like that.
The only thing that I do like is that we're averaging 29 rushing attempts a game. That's the only thing that I like right now. And you know
That'll get you by right though.
Yeah, well,
he's really doing it with a gun to his head because I feel like
Facts.
if Mike McCarthy wasn't there, like we would be right back, 40 pass attempts from Dak Prescott in this game. Like we fall behind, you want to show Dak off, throw us back into the game. But I'm glad that even when we got behind, we stuck with the run. Because what did we do when we got the ball back after half? We put together it was like a 14 or a 17 play drive, running the ball, little play action dump offs, went right down the field to score.
yeah.
Then look back after that.
Luckily, he cleaned up down the stretch.
Mm.
Because it wasn't much to complain about that in the second half. I just say that we have to, if we're gonna be critical on him, we got to give him his props too.
It's
In the
almost
second
like
half, he was coming with it.
it's almost like Mike McCarthy walked up to him and told him to cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know how you be in the back making a bunch of noise, and then your mom come back and man, stop all that racket. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I can't even say he adjusts. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think he
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 started
still be
behaving.
doing dumb stuff. He still be doing dumb stuff.
he do
He
dumb
started
stuff.
behaving, man.
But hey, anytime that we average more rush attempts a game than the San Francisco 49ers, I think we're doing something right.
Facts. I'll take that.
I'll
And
I'll
take
look
take
that
at
all
that.
how
day.
Zeke ran. Look how Zeke
Zeke
ran.
ran good.
Look how
Matter of fact,
Tony ran. Like,
oh
bro, hold on. This one thing, my bad.
no, you
This
good.
one
You good.
thing I was about to say. This what I wanted to get on the show the other day for, Wes, because run the down ball campaign is the truth. But I think sometimes you gotta let them people know why. Like, we ain't just saying run the ball in theory, because running the ball is great in theory. Like, even if you can't run the ball, if you just run the ball, it's still a good idea. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about the Dallas Cowboys, we actually good at running the ball too. You know what I'm saying? We can do it well. We execute this well. So when West Coast say run the damn ball, that's actually a good idea for us, because if you watch the film, I'm sure you've seen Terrence Steele and them over there knocking people out. I'm sure
Yep.
you've seen Zach Martin over there being a monster. Like, they are dominating people in the run game. And like a lot of people don't realize that when you let your offensive lineman run, that is letting them be the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? When they on pass pro, they are in the defense. You know what I'm saying? You want to be aggressive. At least if you going to ask them to pass pro a lot, at least give them the liberty to be aggressive sometimes. So let them run that ball in the beginning of the game, get their blood flowing. Then they'll be even more willing to pass block. You know what I'm saying? They like, I done beat up this dude. He know what it is. He know what time it is now. You know what I'm saying? I done leaned on him. Then it works in your favor down the stretch of the football game. Now it get easier. You know what I'm saying? Them runs get longer. So that's what I wanted to stress, that not just run the ball in theory. This is just not theory. This is an execution too, because the Cowboys are a very good running team as well. That's what I wanted to stress.
All right. I also want to stress this because we were having an issue about Kellen Moore giving his receivers targets. CeeDee Lamb had 11 targets today. CeeDee Lamb is getting a bunch of targets this year.
88 gonna get his targets. I told
88's
y'all
gonna
that at
get
the
his
beginning of the
targets.
He's
season.
getting his damn
He gonna
targets.
get his targets. That's an 88.
Yeah. So like I'm gonna give him props for those things. He's begrudgingly. I'm gonna say the word begrudgingly. He's sticking to the run, and he's targeting his number one receivers. These are some of the issues that we had with Kellen Moore last year. So I will give him credit for at least slightly improving in those areas. Now, situational play calling is still a struggle with Kellen Moore.
He actually
But
played some matchup football last game too.
Yeah, he
They
did.
picked on Booth all game. That's something new from us. We don't do that. We don't play matchup football.
And
that much.
that's in game. That's in game acknowledgement to in game adjustment, because you got to acknowledge that in the game that you have a win on someone. Then you have to actually execute on it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, we'll acknowledge that we have a win on CeeDee Lamb is tearing somebody up on the backside, or this person is tearing somebody up on the backside, and we don't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So the Cowboys saw that. Not only did they see it, but they acknowledged it.
I
We
ain't
gotta
seen him
give
do
that
that.
boy Michael Gallup some flowers too.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Mike. Hey, listen to me. You got to get.
MG came with it.
You really got to get his whole wide receiving room some flowers. Like, if it was, listen to me, if the Odell drama hadn't already started, it wouldn't be starting today. Like
Sure
after
wouldn't
these
have
last
started
3
last
weeks,
week either,
like it
or the
wouldn't.
week
Like,
before
listen, like the Cowboys in the last 3 weeks do not look like a team that needs another wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just the remnants. And have you guys noticed every time the Cowboys play, that week of Odell Beckham get pushed back and further and further? Now he's not even going to be meeting with the Dallas Cowboys until freaking December 5th.
December the 5th.
Oh, they pushed it back.
They pushed it back to December 5th. So think about this. Even
When
if,
his Giants meeting is, because he might not even make it to the Cowboys.
bruh, I'm gonna
meeting.
tell you this right here. If you were trying to sign a free agent, why would you set a meeting to talk to this dude and tell the entire world that you're not even gonna talk to him until, let's see,
About 5,
1,
6 a
2,
week,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
a week and a half.
10, 11, 12.
It'll be
2
11
weeks.
days.
Almost 11, damn near 2 weeks. Why would you tell the whole entire world that you're not gonna meet with a free agent for almost 2 weeks from now?
Oh, but here's another keynote, man. Jerry Jones also said he did not know when he would be healthy enough to play. That was the key thing that he said today.
If
When they
they
were asking
talking
him about
like
the
that, I'm
situation.
out. If they talking like that, I'm out. I don't
So
want nothing to do with it.
like that's probably a reason. That's probably a reason that this damn meeting is taking so long. He probably still needing another week and some change to be healthy enough to pass the physical.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this. I also feel like this. The Cowboys don't want nothing to do with him until he's medically cleared. Until they know that. That's why. Listen. That's why there's no sense of urgency. When the Cowboys tell you that they're not gonna talk to him until December 5th, there's no sense of urgency. They don't want They don't want Odell Beckham as bad as everybody say he is. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. That also lets me know Odell Beckham is not healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Jerry
yeah.
Jones
When they
spoke.
said they don't
Man,
know when he
listen
coming,
to me. Think about
I
this.
don't want
And
that.
I'm gonna tell you also where my BS meter came on. And this is how I knew the Cowboys is lying about this. They said Jerry Jones said that he spoke to him on Thursday about having a meeting on December 5th. Bro, why do you need to have a meeting, bro? You can talk to somebody over the phone and decide if you're going to sign him or not.
You heard Dak say he talked to him today too.
Yeah, bro, like why listen to me. Odell Beckham is not on he's not on any type of contract. Why are y'all still talking to him? If you want him, sign him today.
I don't know what they got going on, man.
You feel what I'm saying?
They
You
pulling
feel
the
what I'm
wool
saying,
over
Land?
our eyes, man.
You feel what I'm saying, landlord? The more they talk about it, the more this stuff sounds like, the more it sounds like, bro, you're not getting this dude. And I'm gonna be
I
honest
gotta
with
go check that what Henry said, because if he said they ain't sure if he healthy or not yet, I'm all the way out of. I don't want nothing to do with him after that. I'm good. Leave him where he at. If he ain't ready to go, if we sign him,
bruh,
what,
go look at the
Monday,
video.
and he
Go
ain't
look
ready
at
to
the
go,
Go
I'm
look at the
good.
video on his IG. Go look at the videos on his IG. On his IG, he has him running on a padded floor inside of a weight room.
Cause
Um,
look how they
and
doing Ted McKinley.
my boy had to literally get himself up to go do some power strides. And I'm like, and fans was sending that to me like, look at him running. I'm like, that is not running.
Look, Wes, if
That's not
look
running, bro.
at this point, if you bring him in, look, they Ted McKinley healthy, ain't it? They made him sit for no reason. So
Thank you.
like, if you do get him, like if he's not ready to go now, what? Give him what? 2 weeks? Do you know they gonna come with some BS? Like he got to do some conditioning, and then he got to like learn the offense or something. They probably give him 2 weeks once we sign him. At that point, like we preparing for next year, right? Like how
For the
long are
playoffs
we
here.
trying to get him?
Right.
You know
If
what
you
I'm
sign
saying?
him on December, if you have a meeting with him on December 5th, that means you have your meeting with December 5th. That doesn't necessarily mean you will get him on December 5th. That just means but just say the transaction goes down, you get him in that month. So then he comes in, you know, barring, I mean, I would not, I mean, me personally, I would say you won't see the Odell Beckham. I don't think you're going to see Odell Beckham on any team until Christmas.
That's too long for me. Cause then look, it be
I don't
that
think
that'll be
see him
just
Christmas.
our look. We doing some old clunky stuff in the playoffs, trying to incorporate them. Know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I don't want nothing to do
and
with
my
that.
question is this: Isn't I feel like CD Lamb is showing us each and every day? Like my question is this: If CD Lamb was the reason on why y'all thought we needed OBJ, isn't he doing things in this game to kind of show y'all that you don't need OBJ?
He put that to bed.
I
Like, bro,
mean,
if CD
listen,
Lamb, like, think about this: if CD Lamb was this guy week 1, I don't think anybody is saying that you need OBJ. I
and
think some people are just saying you need OBJ now because you've just been saying it, and now you don't want to feel weird about it. But, bro, CD Lamb is playing like a guy that, and then, bro, did you not see Michael Gallup, bro? Like, I'm
Mike
gonna tell you this right now:
MG
you
snatching
are
that boy,
trip,
man.
you are
MG
trip.
snatching that boy.
Listen to me,
but
you are
listen though, they got rid of Amari Cooper so that because they said because they said they wanted CeeDee Lamb to develop. They wanted to give him more targets, and they wanted to move on with him being the lead guy. So why would you then bring in another guy that would need to take away targets from CeeDee Lamb? It would defeat the purpose of you even removing the guy that you had from your roster.
Henny, I thought we was past the point that they was wrong about that. I thought we all understood how wrong they
But
was about that.
but see, it wouldn't make any sense to go back and add Odell Beckham because think about it, because like,
They admitting that. I feel like that's the way they are coming to peace with how wrong they are. That's what I took it as. You know what I'm
but
saying?
but see, this is the thing. At this moment in time, they look like they're right
Cause
what?
CD balling. Yeah.
because CD is balling, and
Yeah.
it's not even the point that we wouldn't be able to use Amari Cooper, but CD Lamb is flourishing. CD Lamb is on pace to have a 1,300-yard season.
Yeah,
CD Lamb is on pace to be a Pro Bowl receiver. CD Lamb is on pace to finish top 10 or top 5 in passing yards. So like, y'all said that he was the guy. He's look like he's developing into the guy. So why would you then sabotage that by bringing in Odell Beckham into the fold? So another receiver that needs volume targets to be successful when you got this guy rolling right now.
you
Then
want to know
did you
why,
hear what
Kenny? You
CD
want to know why,
said?
Henny? You want to know why, Henny? Because people are looking at CD Lamb as by game by game. This is just what Cowboy fans do. They love and hate people by game basis. Because if you do, if then because you could hate CeeDee Lamb week 1, you could love him week 2, you could hate him week 1, week 3, then you can hate him week 4. But what we do here is like we look at his whole body of work. So when you look at CeeDee Lamb's whole body of work, he's having probably the best season of his career. Yeah. Like he's about to have a career season. Now, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If CeeDee Lamb was wearing number 10, you guys would be saying we don't need Odell Beckham. Why? Because man, we got that dude CeeDee Lamb who's wearing number 10 and he's out there killing it. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. When we put the 88 on somebody, you know what we're thinking? Finished product.
We thinking he got to be that
finished product.
He
finished
got to be
product.
him.
You want to know why?
Well, we say him.
88, yeah, because the last time you guys saw an 88, he was a finished product. It's been a long. Listen to me. It's been a long time since we had to go through a rookie season with an 88. Like it's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like damn, when was Dez a rookie? 2009, 2008? Like it was a long time ago.
It's a long time for Dez.
That was a long time ago. So whenever we see an 88, we automatically assume finished product. He should be a number 1. He should be this. He should be doing that. But listen to me. CeeDee Lamb is developing the way you want him to develop. Guess why? What I mean by this, he got mentored. He came in. He got mentored by an older receiver and Amari Cooper. Guess what you did? You guys instead of keeping that mentor over him, you know what you guys did? You guys moved that mentor away and allowed that guy to be that guy. And guess what he did? He is maturing into that dude. He's maturing into that dude. See, this like to be honest with you, if you're Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, you don't want OBJ because CeeDee Lamb proves you right. Like CeeDee Lamb is making the Dallas Cowboys look like geniuses. Like think about this: all us who were against the Amari Cooper trade, we all sitting back like, damn, Jerry was right. Maybe they was right. You know what I'm saying?
All of us said that CeeDee Lamb wasn't a number 1, and at the time that was true. But he's developing into a number 1 receiver. He has made enough plays. He has been consistent enough throughout this year for me to say, okay, he can do this.
To be honest, I never really said he wasn't. I felt like Kellen wasn't gonna give him the opportunity to be one. I always felt like he had number 1 traits. But if Kellen Moore don't use them right, then it don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I need fans to understand this. See, all y'all fans that love OBJ, none of y'all play cornerback in the NFL. Because I think fans who love OBJ, you guys have a different affinity. You have a different love for OBJ than the actual cornerbacks that's going to be playing him. Because a lot of you guys are talking as if OBJ is going to be on the field. That means CeeDee Lamb's not going to get double. CeeDee Lamb's not getting double covered now. He's not getting he's not getting double covered now. You know what I'm saying? If anything, like I'm going to tell you this right now, this offense is built on timing and coordination and charisma. That's why as they play together, the offense looks what? Better.
Right. And how you going to double team a guy off of play action? Like we're showing run. There's no way that somebody going to come over and double team a guy.
It'd be a bunch of dudes that just be saying stuff, bro. Like they just be saying stuff. Like folks write stuff in the comment box that they can write on other people's shows because they be having like thousands of people in there, so nobody checks them on it. But I read it. I try to read as many comments as possible, especially the ones that just look weird to me. Those comments that look so smart they look dumb. Like when I see stuff like, oh yeah, Odell Beckham's gonna help the run game. Like what? He's gonna open up the run game. Like what?
Did you hear what CD said though?
What'd he say?
Said basically he was like, he hasn't had that long this year. And he just basically said, like, we still working. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take a little time. But he was like, we almost there. Basically, he like, bro, Dak been gone 4 games. Well, how many? 5 games?
Somebody says, why would you not want Odell? I'm going to give you 3 quick reasons. I don't know the gravity of his injury. 2, I have guys that possibly are better than him right now. You want to know why? Because his injury has something to do with his health. And then 3, I have guys who are playing at the best level that I've seen them play, and they're already on my team. There goes 3 good reasons.
And the behavior of Kellen Moore.
And not to, and think about this. The last time the Dallas Cowboys had 3 receivers on here that they thought was just oh so grand, what did we do? We threw the ball 40-something times and we didn't run the ball, and guess what happens? Your ass got beat by the 49ers and you were mad again. So I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Some of y'all just going to trust your boy West Coast on this one. I know Odell Beckham, and I can, as a parent, I can't wait until he signs with another team so this can all be over. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. As a parent, I can't wait until it's over. But I'm telling y'all going to just trust me on this one. Like, because y'all don't, like, it's not making any football sense. Like,
if we get them though, Wes, what you gonna do then? How you gonna cope with it?
I'm not going to listen to me. Listen to me. If we get OBJ, and I'm going to say this right now, if we get OBJ, to me, 100%, that would let me know that the Dallas Cowboys are more involved with the selling of the thought of winning a Super Bowl, but not the actions behind winning a Super Bowl. Because if you're so aggressive at getting Odell Beckham, your ass should have went and got Roquan Smith. Because there's 2 different type of people in life. There's the type of people who there's 2 types of people in life I was taught. There's people who like to look like money, and then there's people who's actually got money.
True.
And what I've noticed is like the people who actually got money don't like looking like they got money. You know, that's
they
just
want
what
to
it
keep
is.
it on the hush.
They want to keep it on the hush. But if you ain't got no money, every time you go out somewhere, you sharing your money, you got your money all on your arm. Why? Because, man, it's the first time I had some money. Let me show you the world I got some money. You know what I'm saying? Every time I go out to eat, I'm going to take a picture of my food. Why? Because I rarely eat. You know what I'm saying?
I'm eating ramen noodles 7 days a week.
Yeah, I'm talking about. Let me take a picture of this sandwich. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm gonna. But I'm gonna tell y'all this right here too. The Dallas Cowboys do dumb shit all the time that we have to deal with, all the time.
That's fair.
That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is, bro.
That's why I said about that Cooper situation, bro. Like, I think at this point everybody knows that was a bad decision.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this is what I say about Amari Cooper. Hindsight, the fact that you're still aggressively looking for a wide receiver, it was a bad decision.
Absolutely.
And think about this. From what you've seen other guys get traded for, it was a bad business decision. Because sometimes listen to me. Sometimes, listen, man, she got to go. I don't give a damn if she paid the rent, the car remote. I don't give a damn. She got to go, bruh. She got to go, bruh. I can't do it. She crazy, bruh. She got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Could you imagine if Coop was getting these targets that CD again?
So let's see. Amari Cooper on this year, 50 receptions, 698 yards, averaging 14 yards a catch, has 7 touchdowns.
How many targets he getting?
I'll have to look.
And then his quarterback terrible. Who his quarterback is? We don't even know.
Percent.
Yeah. He all right, man.
He's
I'm talking about in Dallas, though. If we would have gave Coop them same targets, if we would have gave Coop these CD targets, like that right there let you know it's political.
Hey, while we doing that, let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit, man. Man, so what do y'all think, man? Micah Parsons, defensive player of the year, yes or no?
Of course. It's not even up for debate when you think about his impact on the game. Because like Michael Parsons' presence is why Dorrance Armstrong has 8 sacks. Like he's making the other players around him better. And Matt Judon just went out there, didn't do anything over the weekend. Like he played today. He didn't get a sack. Like Michael Parsons is 1 sack behind Matt Judon, and he has more pressures. I think he has a higher double team rate. So like it's not really even up for discussion. Like Michael Parsons is the best defensive player in football.
He is him.
Yes.
That's self-explanatory. Like,
all right, so
ain't nobody messing with the line.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in the question now. Who's the guy that could steal it from him? So I can write his name down and watch it. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. The Dallas Cowboys, the NFL is gonna one or two things. They gonna screw the Dallas Cowboys or they gonna use the Dallas Cowboys. One of the two things. He either gonna get screwed or he gonna get used. You know what I'm saying? Which technically is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They either gonna use them. You know what I'm saying? If it's a big enough platform and everything, then oh yeah, they'll give it to him. You know what I'm saying? But who's the second place guy? Who? Because I feel like I need to know his name so I can just, you know what I'm saying, keep his stats. Everybody's
I
saying
mean,
Judon. Judon
did
is the
did
closest.
did the Zadarian Smith do something? Cause they played
Huh?
today too. What he did?
Yeah, but
Uh,
see, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why I think they would give it to Micah over Zadarian is because in a head-to-head battle, Micah had a better game.
Dominated.
Zadarian didn't do nothing
the
versus
Bears
us.
had zero. He had 0 sacks today. He's still at 9.5, so he's not
So
even in
he
this
so he
conversation
two
anymore.
weeks in a row. He 2 weeks in a row without a sack. And I'm
Shut
think
out.
about this. And think about this. Micah is gonna be playing. Well, he's a Dallas Cowboy, so he's gonna get the big primetime games. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to see his name more. Zadarian Smith, that name ain't big enough. And think about this. This is his first year in Minnesota. He ain't winning no Defensive Player of the Year.
Then think about this. This the first time since probably who? Like where?
Hey, listen to me. Hey,
This the
somebody
first
said,
time since where we had a defensive player like this.
hey, Chris. I mean, not Chris. Landlord. This dude, Chris Oakley said, landlord sound like he know how to rap good as F.
I do. I actually do. Them facts.
Joey says, what are your thoughts on Jalen Smith unnecessarily jumping on the pile? I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's called 5 hats on the ball, man. That's all that is, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, West Coast. Like he been doing that shit
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm saying. Like Jalen, that's what I'm about to say. He's been doing that.
He
That's
been
all.
doing that. He was doing that
Hey,
here,
what
bro.
else?
He was doing that here. Like that's just like
That's
that's
He's
Jalen,
crazy,
man. That,
man.
that
yeah.
nigga, he
And I'm
out
gonna
there
tell
just
you,
having fun.
yeah,
The
exactly.
announcer said he lost his mind. Like he ain't have to do him like that.
This is the thing. This is the thing about Jalen Smith, and that's exactly what you just said right now, Henny. Jalen just be out there having fun, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. When he was doing it as a Dallas Cowboys, nobody had a problem with it.
Man,
Nobody
that
had a
boy
problem
elbow
with it.
dropped the pile. He hit the
Exactly. The
people's champ.
only time people have a
Boy, he eased
problem
the
with
people elbow on them
yeah,
niggas.
the only time people have a problem with Jalen Smith is when he's doing it again to your team. But when he's on your team, nobody has a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Just
I
like the
kind of
slap.
had a problem with him while he was here. I just be like, what
I
is
don't
he
have no
doing?
problem because the thing about this, man, at the end of the day, folks squeak out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah, you
and,
need to
and I'm
be
gonna tell you
sure.
what it also I'm gonna tell you what it also does too. It shows on film that you're doing something, bro. Because on film, you for sure don't want to be the one standing there not doing anything.
See,
You
I
know what I'm
tried to
saying?
be nice. You gonna bring that up. Cause if you play football, I think I said it before. But if you play football, just like at work, it's ways to look like you're doing something. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Like when you're
Exactly.
not doing something,
That's what I
it's a
said.
way to mask it and make it looks like you're doing something. That's
Exactly.
exactly what he was doing.
That's exactly what I said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's exactly what
yeah.
I said. I said Jalen's one of them dudes where he's not going to well, it's just like this. There's politics in football. Basically meaning like you need to always be looking like you're doing something in football. You know what
Look
I'm
like
saying?
you're giving some kind of effort.
Exactly. You need to be always looking like you be doing something. You know what I'm saying? So salute. Hey, Jalen had himself a ridiculous game though. Dude had
He
10
had,
freaking tackles, bro. That dude was
he had,
balling. Had that
How many
tackle
tackles?
for a long.
he had
He had 10.
Dang.
He had seven. He had seven. Well, he had seven
seven.
assisted, and three solos total.
He had 7 solos, 3 assisted.
He had 7 solo tackles, 3 assisted, and a tackle for a loss. And he had that stop on Ezekiel Elliott to stop him on the first third down. So I mean, man, you can say y'all can listen to me. If you hating on Jalen Smith, you just a hater because you don't even know him and he don't even know you, and he's the most lovable dude in the world. Like for real, like Jalen is the most lovable dude in the world. So it's like if you don't know Jalen Smith, you just the hater, bro. Like that dude he don't even know you and you don't even know him.
We
And
sure enough can use them right now.
hell yeah,
Yeah,
just be tripping. You know what I'm saying?
I damn sure take Jalen right now. And
Facts.
LVE can go back doing what the hell he used to do.
Facts. Facts. All right, next let's so we were talking about Michael Parsons. My boy says thoughts on so that was my thoughts on that. Let's thoughts on Dalton Schultz because I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, man. I be saying this all the time, man. Cowboy fans, man, y'all be falling in love with the new puppies, man. Listen, I love these tight ends, these young tight ends, but man, it's something about that old thing, man. That Dalton thing, man.
I
That
want that
Dalton.
old thing back.
He got that old, hey man. Listen, as soon as y'all start, man, Dalton, listen, man, the Cowboys are gonna cut him next year. That's just what I'm saying, man. And hey, you know what they always say too? Whenever they about to like discredit somebody, hey man, I'm just saying, I love Dalton Schultz, man.
Sure you do.
I loved him when he was coming. Listen, Penny, stop it. I loved him coming out of Stanford. You didn't even
Uh-huh.
think it. And
What,
then
what
hey, listen, they dropped their college on you like, yeah, I bet you didn't know that. Yeah, I loved him when he was at Stanford.
what number you wear then?
Uh, uh,
All of them. You know how they try to do a little recovery answer. All of them.
all of them,
Don't worry about
the
it.
big ones.
Well, hey, I go one further. Was it odd or even?
Facts, 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 facts. But yeah, man, let's talk about my push is this. The Dallas Cowboys need to keep all their tight ends, bruh, because your tight end room is fire, bruh. Like your tight
Man,
end room is fire, bruh.
one
If
thing
Tight
I'll
end room
say,
better than your receiving room, boy.
it
think about
looks
it,
it looks
it
like
is.
Dak. It looks like Dak and Dalton is gonna be a thing too. So don't mess up a good thing. And then if we can make him become a red zone threat, like that's what we need him to be. And that's what he was today.
He
He was
was.
a red zone monster. He got him 2 TDs, right? Yeah,
Yep,
he
Yeah,
got him two
he got three
touchdowns.
on the year. He got three. He
I mean, think
leads.
about this: three
He
tight
looking
ends.
healthy now too.
Your tight ends were responsible for 3 tight ends today. I mean, your
Touchdown.
tight
Yeah.
ends were responsible for 3 touchdowns today. That's why I say like everybody keeps on trying to break up this tight end room. No, we run 12 personnel way too much.
Yeah.
Like Dak loves throwing the ball to tight ends. Freaking Kellen Moore, listen to me. The best thing that Kellen Moore does do is draw up plays for tight ends. That's one thing that mother can do. Oh yeah, Kellen Moore gonna have a tight end looking good because he got our tight ends looking nasty right now. You know what I'm saying?
Look at
That,
Blake
that
Jarwin.
yeah, exactly. So I definitely do not want to do anything to break up that chemistry. So for sure, Dalton Schultz is gonna be getting signed next year. But
I
you
do
know what?
want to see him open up Hendershot a little more. I think he can offer a lot more to this team. It's
Man, he
like
got to make the most out of his opportunities.
he has. When he get the ball, he do things now. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's just gonna take a couple of more, you know what I'm saying, spins at it. Kellen
But
gonna have to, cause I see they like to put him in space. Every time you see him the shot, they getting him in space. So that means they like
hey,
his athleticism. You know what I'm saying?
landlord, you notice how you say you want to see him get more opportunities? I
Yeah.
want to see Tony Pollard get more opportunities. But
Bro,
guess
I was
what?
just
There's one
True.
ball.
True.
There's
True.
one
True.
ball, and y'all want to bring in another guy who needs the ball.
yeah, and I'm
True.
gonna tell you this right here. I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. If and this is all the way off the subject, but this is on the subject. If I'm Tony Pollard, there's no way in hell I'm signing with Dallas Cowboys. There's no way in hell I'm coming back here.
It's
Cause,
still
bruh,
because
how is, bruh,
you get
how
a
can I
franchise
be?
tag, Tony.
Yo, listen to me.
Ah,
How is
damn show
yeah?
franchises. It's on
We
fire.
all agree that we will
I
franchise him.
franchise that boy.
But
I
listen
ain't
to
let.
me.
I told him I'm gonna be very disappointed if he walk out this building, y'all. Cause I think he's
Think
special,
about
man.
this.
That
If
boy
you're
can play.
Tony Pollard, bruh, you were a focal point. You go from being a focal point to just being, and that's why I said like the Cowboys don't really know how to use Tony Pollard because think about this, man. He didn't really get used in the past game tonight. Now I did see him lining up as a slot receiver though, just as a straight slot. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's a wrinkle that the Cowboys are looking to use. But it's like I mean, this not to make this all about Kellen Moore, but man, to kind of make this all about Kellen Moore again. Like how can you like I just don't see how you can just like a dude can just go that dumb and then you forget about him the next week, bro. Like I just don't like I would be itching to be like, damn, I wonder if he could do it again. Like let's see
What
if I can get him on that
Tony just
yeah.
ran the ball. This guy didn't. He got a
He,
couple passes, didn't
He
I
got
I
two
mean,
think he got a
catches for a
couple
yard.
dump offs. Yeah.
he only had 2 targets, you know what I'm saying?
2 targets, 2 catches, 1 yard.
That goes back to what I was saying. Was
That's what
very
I'm saying. Like,
frustrating.
bro, like
How you do the opposite thing from last week?
and that's
You
and
did the
that's why
opposite game plan.
and landlord, that's why I said if I was Tony Pollard, I would not want to come back because, bro, you can't guarantee that I'm gonna be a focal point in this offense. Yeah, in one game I will be. In one game I will be. In a game I will. Like, think about this. Think about this. Kellen Moore's think about this. His scheme is very non-superstarish because there's not going to be anybody that's going to clearly look like a superstar in a Kellen Moore offense. Nope.
But listen,
Now we got hope for 88
hold up.
right
Now
now.
we have
We got hope
superstars.
for 88.
But think about this. You have superstars, but in a Kellen Moore offense, he's not gonna highlight superstars.
He the
He's
only
not.
person that's getting them targets.
But
CD.
hey,
CD,
The only
can I
person
say
gonna
this
get them
though?
targets.
go
Can I
ahead.
say this though? Tony Pollard did at least touch the ball 20 damn times. It's really not his fault he didn't explode with that. He had more carries than Zeke.
Zeke had a little more production this game.
He had more production. So like I can't really say that they went away from Tony Pollard. I would like to see him get the ball passed to him more. But he got the ball 18 times in the run game. He got 2 balls through to him. So like if you
Shit.
can't produce off 20 touches, I don't know what to tell you. It just
It
wasn't his night.
almost make you mad about that 4th and 2 again. Cause
It does.
I hate to go back, but they just like, why y'all want to start like this, man? Who is drawing up the first 15, man? Cause it's like they do this personally just to piss me off. I don't know what it is. It's like they like, okay, we finna piss landlord off, and then we gonna go back to the normal game plan. Like, what is going on, man? Like some of them plays didn't make sense, and then to go for it on 4th and 2, what we were about the 35, our own
We
35,
were
40.
all the way.
Like, and then look at the play calling sequence on that drive. It was crazy. It made no sense.
Play
Yeah,
action pass.
that
Play
lets you know.
action pass.
That lets
Run
you
up the
know that
middle.
he's not. That lets you know that he is not designing like a
Scheme.
formula for this
Yeah.
team. Like he's
Yeah.
not let me when I'm do my videos, what I do, like I'm gonna just tell y'all who we play next, who we got next coming up.
The Colts.
Colts. Oh my God.
That
Jonathan
running
Taylor.
game.
Jonathan Taylor
Yeah.
and an offensive lineman coach.
Don't they got Gilmore over there too? See, we
Man,
gonna
they
have
got
to
an
get
offensive
Gilmore.
lineman. They got an offensive lineman as the head coach, and they got a running back in Jonathan Taylor. I'm gonna
They
tell y'all
finna
what I'm
run
gonna do.
that bitch.
I'm
Are
gonna tell y'all what
we at home though, right?
we get
Yep.
10 days.
Yeah, we at home.
He's at home
All right.
on a Sunday night. We'll be all right.
So this is
Yeah, I think
what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch the game. I'm gonna watch the game. I'm gonna watch the game. Watch the game on all 22. Look at me some commentary, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create me some plays or create me a series of things that I think are gonna win. That's my biggest issue with the Dallas Cowboys. When you were consistently not able to score on your first drive, that makes me fear that you are not. What are you doing in the week? Like your preparation for this team, whatever you're doing to prepare for the team is not working.
who
And
is
not
running
only
them first 15 with?
and
Is that Kelly?
bro, it has to be, bro. You're Mike
OC.
McCarthy. Listen to me. If I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, if Kellen Moore is creating the scheme and Mike McCarthy is calling the plays, we have a bigger problem.
No, not
Bro, that's
about the
like-
calling plays. I believe the
I'm
first
just saying-
15 is scripted though.
I know, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
yeah.
like, because everywhere I've ever played for, that's usually the same guy. The person who buys the groceries is the same person that's gonna cook the food.
Yeah.
Because if you're out here, you're telling me you were using Mike McCarthy's scheme, but Kellen Moore is calling the plays. Well, there goes your problem. Because the person who's calling the scheme should be the same person calling the plays. Because the scheme is the body of water. The plays is everything that's inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if that's what's happening, if this is Mike McCarthy's scheme and it's Kellen Moore's plays, then there lies our problem. There lies our problem for sure. Because that's too many hands. That's too many hands in the pot. There's too many hands in the pot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. I feel like I'm right on this point. I feel like it's all Kellen Moore because Mike McCarthy is for sure in the media making it known. He doing what Jason Garrett was doing on his way out, letting y'all know, shoot, man, I'm gonna tell y'all what was me. Okay, you know that 4th and 2, that blah blah blah. Okay, that was me. You know that other one? That wasn't me. That wasn't that wasn't me. That wasn't me. And you'll be able to know the stuff. You'll be able to know the stuff that was him and the stuff that wasn't him because the stuff that was him, he gonna explain. The stuff that it wasn't him, he gonna push it to the side. Well, that's I believe in Kellen Moore and what he's doing with the up. That was Kellen Moore then.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike McCarthy, what was you thinking about on 4th and 2? You guys on 4th and 2, you kind of just kind of dive the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Don't you think it'd make more sense to run a play? Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I actually believe in everything that Kellen Moore's doing with his offense. Yeah, bruh. That's what he's saying is, yeah, that wasn't me. That was Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
That was for sure Kellen Moore. Nah, that was not me.
So that I had asked Boss this question. Who you think was playing the matchup football last game then? Was that Dak or was that a Kellen thing or who I wonder who was responsible for that? Cause I need some more of that. You know what I'm saying? I need some more of that matchup football.
I mean, I think sometimes I think the Cowboys are like a bartender, man. Sometimes they be behind that bar and they just they throw some stuff behind. They just throw some stuff in the cup and sip on it and they be like, "Damn, that's good." And you be like, "How'd you make it?" I don't even know, man. I just threw a little something in there, man. I threw a little something in there. I threw a little something. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they don't have like think about this, landlord. They don't have the recipe written down because if they did, they would just read it over and over.
True.
Like when I first got married, man, my lady told me, she say, my wife didn't know how to cook. She didn't know how to cook at first. But she told me this, and I always remember this. She said, I'm gonna be a great cook. I'm like, how you gonna be a great cook? She said, because I know how to read and follow directions.
Facts.
And guess what? People don't understand that. You can be the best cook in the world if you know how to read and follow directions. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this, if the Cowboys had a formula that was written down on how to do things, bro, they would just go out there and read it and do it over again. But they're not. They're out here making suicide drinks, bruh. They at the Slurpee machine hitting every flavor.
Russian
You know,
roulette, just trying
for
something.
real, bruh, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. What was your biggest concern? What was your biggest thing coming in this game? Why do the Dallas Cowboys look so different every game?
That's why he is a collector of plays and not a OC, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But I promise y'all, we won. So I don't want to just keep doing killing like this. But like I said, we gotta prepare for the boss fight, y'all. It's gonna get harder. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get tougher.
Right, it's already
So
getting harder.
we need to be able to, you know what I'm saying, withstand any type of adversity. So we don't want to start off games like this. Just imagine if this was a playoff game, y'all. And we came out here and started them first 15 like that. We came out here trying to be aggressive and turn the ball over on the 35 against a capable team.
Yep. And
We would
landlord,
have
I'm gonna
started
tell you
that
this.
off down 7-0. We would have started that 7-0 from that bad sequence. Go ahead.
And think about this. You know how when it gets close to Christmas, you like, I don't know about y'all, but when it start getting close to Christmas, we shut down all large purchases. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to go buy this, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but we got to buy them gifts for the Christmas. You know what I'm saying? We got to, you know what I mean? Everything that you do gets filtered through what you're about to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's like the Cowboys, when I see this team and I look at, what we did last week versus what we did the week before last week, the Cowboys, just like a couple is gonna filter all their decisions through what they ultimately got to do. That's what the Cowboys got to find out. Like, do you want? Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. Do you want to run the ball or do you want to pass the ball? Because Kellen Moore was actually being like, I think some of us thought he was being funny when he said that he circled some games. What did he say? What did he say, Henny? Did you hear that? Was you one that told me that, or was that boss that said that?
I think it was
I think that was boss.
He said he said he circled some games. Like, what the hell you mean you circled some games on when you want to act, when you think they're gonna be best to throw the ball? Like, bro, what you mean? You basically saying
You remember somebody said he be trying to live subconsciously through that, going up. And look, all the games, well, not this game, but a lot of the games that we question Kellen Moore for throwing too much, it be against a good quarterback.
It do.
yeah,
Tom
already,
Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. I'm gonna keep it real. I think if we do the numbers on that, I think every offensive coordinator, when it comes into those mindsets, they get in that because I just think that these young offensive coordinators, it's too the thought of trying to beat a Tom Brady with your system and that being known as, because that's a huge resume bullet. You know what I'm saying?
Like
And
in the
it's like,
South, they say you're smelling yourself. They be
exactly.
trying
And
to-
it's like, and it's like, if you're a dude who got to get it out the mud, you ain't got no famous last name or no famous daddy or nobody that can vouch for you, then you gotta like almost create your opportunities. You know what I'm saying? You got to do your one-handed catches. You know what I'm saying? And how do offensive coordinators do their how do offensive coordinators get shine? By going into a game and by throwing the ball, man. Because I'm gonna just tell you this right now. We don't do that either. Like when if Kellen Moore comes in here and runs the ball, well, I mean we will because we make sense. But for the most common fans, if an OC is running the ball 40 times, they're looked at as a simple or OC. Like they're looked at the common fan looks at them as not as a simple OC. Kind of like with Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Jeff, the Harbaugh dude out there.
San
He's not
Francisco too.
in San Francisco. These guys aren't looked at as these gurus. Why? Because they're more into running the they run the ball. But it's like, man, you actually got to be creative in running the damn ball. Why? Because you still got to give the ball to one dude and he still got to go straight. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only a few places he can go. So it's like, Kellen Moore to the most when it comes to his creativity in the run game, he's shown me that with a gun to his head that he can actually be creative in the run game. I just think Kellen Moore, if he can fall in love with if he can fall in love with running the ball like he's falling in love with the passing game, then I think that he could actually be a good offensive coordinator. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I think it is though?
Go ahead.
I think that's why it's important. Y'all can't miss shows, cause that show you and Boss did, y'all hit that point real good when y'all said that. I believe it might have been Boss who said it. Boss don't play on. He be on Killer More top. You know what I'm saying? He be coming at Killer. But I think he said Kellen is selfish, and that's a good assessment. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty selfish when it comes to it, man. Because if you calling plays for your resume, know what I'm saying? Think about that now. Like, that's what you just expressed, Wes, and I feel like you're right. If you calling plays for your resume, is that like the best interest of the team in mind, or are you
No,
being selfish?
because think about it.
Know what I'm saying?
Especially like the Green Bay game. The Green Bay had a top pass defense, but a bottom five run defense, and we chose to throw the ball 46 times in that game, and we had a 14-point lead at one point. Matter of fact, when we went up 14 points, Dak Prescott was like 21 or 32. He finished with 14 more pass attempts after that point. So like no, just like if you're not attacking a team's weakness they put on tape, you are not calling the best plays that you can be calling. There is no reason to test a team passing defense that is like significantly better than their shitty run defense. But look, they did that. They beat us and then turned right back around and lost a game to Tennessee, who ran them off the field. All we had to do was use the same formula because that was what the tape said. That was the
Yeah.
tape and that what the number said that they cannot stop the run. So yeah, you're right. There are plenty of times where they do not call plays to attack the weaknesses that are on tape. He'd rather go in, have a shootout when those kind of games aren't even necessary.
Hey, Wes, you mind if
And
I
hold
shout
up,
out
hold up,
this
hold up,
super
hold up. I
chat?
want to say something. I want to say something real quick. Cowboys
Oh, go
Daily.
ahead.
I'm sorry. I got to give you the dumbest comment. I got to give you the boats and hoes sound effect real quick. We do that for the donkey of the day. My boy says Kellen Moore is playing coy, not showing his card, which all coaches do in the regular season. That is an absolute lie.
Because listen, that was true. What
That
the
is an
hell was it?
absolute
What the hell was the good plays at in the San Francisco game? That was the postseason,
exactly.
right?
That is an absolute lie. There is no offensive coordinator that is saving plays in the regular season that can prevent them from getting in the playoffs. We're in a division that has three teams that have
Four.
more. The Eagles are what? 8-1. What are the Eagles record right
Nine and
now?
one.
Nine
Eagles
and
are nine
one.
and one.
Cowboys are what?
8-3.
8-3. Eagles. I mean the Giants are what?
Seven
7
and
and 4.
four.
Like
Washington is 6-5.
you could literally have two playoff teams come. You're gonna have two. Think about this. There might be a team with 10 wins that does not make the playoffs.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's actually possible this year for all four of us to get into the playoffs.
Like that is crazy. Think about this. There's going to be a team. That's even crazier. That's even crazier. But the fact that there are going to be teams in the NFC that have 10 wins that are not going to the playoffs. Bruh, ain't nobody out here saving plays, bruh.
I ate some of that, drunk some of that Kool-Aid last year, hoping
What
that that was the truth, and it ended up being some vinegar in my cup.
But my
So
question, but think about this. Think about this, landlord. When would you have time to install those plays? Say you
You
were.
wouldn't.
My question is this: Why would you be practicing? Why would you be practicing to make perfect plays all throughout the season? Then, when you get to the tournament, bring in a whole new playbook with only like 5 days to learn those plays. Why would you
yeah,
do that? And then on top of that, people say, yeah, but they could just practice them each week. Okay, so why would you be practicing plays for almost 4 months that you never use?
yeah,
Unless
you
you
Nah.
get
got
into
you
the
got to
playoffs.
practice the game plan at some point in
No,
the week.
no,
When they do install on Wednesday, don't I believe it'd be like
exactly.
on
No,
Wednesday.
that's no
Right.
that's no.
Even like with Philly, when they talk about the Philly special, there was something they had in their playbook for a very long time. They just pulled it out then. So like they're not saving anything. They're not saving anything. They no like there might be a couple plays like low percentage plays that they pull out in desperation. They might have a trick play they don't show, but like good regular ass
A
play
whole
calling. No,
playbook, a
no.
whole
There's
playbook.
not
Nah, he
there's
definitely
not
ain't
no
got no
there's not
whole
no
playbook
ain't no postseason playbook, boy.
now. Nah, he ain't got that.
You don't even know
Nah,
if you're gonna get to the playoffs, bro. Like, come on,
yeah.
bro. You honestly think they're out here taking a chance of losing games so that they can not do those plays? Like, come on, Cowboys. That's 12-year-old Cowboy talk. Come on now.
But when I believe
We
what
too
it
damn
is
grown for
about
that.
Kellen, man, I believe Kellen just like I always use that analogy like a kid for Kellen for some reason because he's so young, like he my age, so I know he probably get a little crazy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't know how to behave, man. I don't know what it is. Like sometimes, like Minnesota gang give you faith that he gonna do what he should do. He gonna be responsible. Like I said, I did the analogy. I gave a kid a Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? When your son asks for the Ferrari keys, you have to ask yourself, is he responsible enough? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be responsible enough to drive this car like a normal human being, or is he gonna be reckless?
Even
And
though
that's
he has a driver's license that says that he can drive it, even though
yeah,
he
yeah.
does.
But you got to think about his character. Is he responsible enough to be safe behind the wheel? That's what I look at Kellen Moore, and time after time, he makes me look silly when I think he's getting it. You know what I'm saying? Because even though he corrected it at the end of the game, to be fair, but we cannot, like, we had a history of slow starts, and that was under Kellen Moore. We cannot do this first 15, sloppily like this, excuse me. We cannot carry on like this going up against good teams. Like, think about it. We did everything that we should do if we was trying to lose. We did everything we should do. We got penalties. We gave it up we turned the ball over on downs on our side of the field. We did a double reverse on like that just pissed me off right there. But we
Always
did a
piss me
whole
off.
bunch of stuff at the beginning of the game to lose the game. So we
Facts.
cannot do that when we playing better teams, man. We just can't do it. And I know the Giants are 7-3, but we know the Giants ain't that
Seven and
great of
four.
a team. Yeah,
It's
they
seven
seven and
four.
four now. But they wasn't that great of a team to begin with, in my opinion.
Nah, especially now when they banged up. So like, hell, we beat this same team with our backup quarterbacks when they were healthy. So like,
Facts.
I had no doubt about us winning this game before they got banged up. So the moment that they had some guys go down, I knew that this was an inevitable win. But the same thing I told Cuz, man, like this is a game that you gain nothing from winning, and you lose a lot from losing because
Yeah.
like you can't go out there off of the high that you had from beating the brakes off the Vikings, who turned around and won today, had a great offensive performance, by the way. You can't go from the high of that to losing to a team with replacement level players. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they're well coached. I don't care if they got Saquon Barkley in a run game, all this other stuff. If you were to go out here and lose this game after everything you built, that would be a momentum killer.
Facts.
True. True, and then you would have gave them life in the division again, cause you
And,
had the tiebreaker. If you would
yeah,
have dropped this one, you would have gave them a big head. They would have been 2 games over you.
yeah, that and then remember this. Like we were just talking about as a possibility that 4 teams can make it from our division. Well, if that doesn't happen, like hell, we playing these guys directly for wild card spots because like
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to be the teams that are going to get the wild card spots because of our division. The Eagles are the number 1 seed right now, meaning that the highest that any one of us can go is the damn
5,
fifth seed.
5,
So
right?
like yeah, the fifth seed. So like 5, 6, and 7, like yeah, that's up to play, and like theoretically all of us can get them. But like you can't take that chance of another team getting hot down the stretch. So you got to handle business when you play your division, when you play the other guys in your division. So
For
it's gonna
sure.
be it's gonna be important for us to beat Washington at the end of the year, no matter what happens, and it's gonna be important for us to try and win the division to go ahead and knock off Philly when we play them and handle the business with these other teams. But we're actually lining up pretty good. The next three teams that we play have a combined record of 8, 21, and 2.
Jesus.
So
Yeah,
like it's
we
not like
our tough part, and I already came.
we done played nah, I ain't gonna say that
Well,
because
we got Tennessee.
we got a
Yeah,
2 game stretch. We're gonna play Philadelphia and then the Titans back to back. So that's gonna be the 2 game stretch that
And I'm gonna tell y'all this: is these Colts, man. Any team that has the ability to run the damn ball on us, man, I'm definitely going to circle those games. And Jonathan Taylor, man, because even though the Green Bay Packers was not a running team until they played the Dallas Cowboys.
true.
that's
They
fair.
they smart. They got a smart OC. That's the
Facts.
only reason I worry about Philly. Like I feel like we should beat that team. But one thing about Philly, they gonna run the ball. They
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
know who they are. And that's who the Colts is too. They know who they are. They know they got a premier back, and they gonna run them. So we gonna have to go in there with bad intentions to go ahead and bottle that run up early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Colts have been playing good, man. The Colts they lost to by 1 point to the Philadelphia, didn't they? Last
Yeah,
week.
they did off by
They
1 point to
almost had
Philly,
Philly.
and
Philly
then
Philly escaped at the last second.
they beat Vegas, and then they lost by 1 point to Philadelphia. They really should have won that game. They had called their face mask penalty.
And that's all under the new coach, right?
Yes, it's
Yep,
all under the
just
new coach.
Saturday.
And speaking of Philadelphia, like
They
you're
won
right.
and one. They 1-1 under the new coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of Philadelphia, man, you are right because when you look at Jalen Hurts, he's played all these games. He's under 200 completions. Like he hasn't completed 200 passes this year.
I'm
So
telling you,
like,
I know Jalen, bro. They using him so perfect. I'm gonna
yeah,
just be real. They using him perfectly.
they're
Like
And
playing to his
and they have a
strengths.
they
great
using him perfectly. That's why he
and they have
looks
a
so good. Cause he's not all that good. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. He's not all that good. But the way that they using him, he's looking marvelous like that. Like they using him well. I give
yeah.
him that.
And think about this. And they have a fan base who's okay with it.
They're not trying to prove nothing. They just trying to
Exactly.
win. They
Like
just trying to win.
the Eagles, and I'm gonna tell you that's why I say that's the dip, and that's why I say I ain't gonna try to say nothing positive about nobody, but it's like when the Dallas Cowboys fans accept who Dak is, I think the organization will. You know what I'm saying? But like these other organizations, like Baltimore, man, Lamar Jackson run the ball 40 times, throw the ball 2 times, they're not tripping.
They
They're
don't give a
not
damn.
tripping. They're not
No.
tripping. They're not
Hell,
tripping. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. Like that's why when everybody was talking about MVP, I went and looked at his numbers. I'm like, damn, this is what it costs to get an MVP in 2022. Damn, I might want to go suit up.
They they biased with their MVP talk because you know Dak had 37 touchdowns just like Pat and
Yeah, bro. I'm
A-Rod
looking
last year.
exactly, bro. I'm like, damn. Like Dak had to really look like an MVP. In order for Dak to not even qualify as an MVP, he had to really look like an MVP. Jalen
Then you
Hurts
know
just looks
what?
like he's having a good season. Like he looks like he's having a good season, but I'm looking at his numbers like, so this is what buys an MVP in 2022. Okay.
Then look what San Francisco did to the MVP. Dak looked better against San Francisco than A-Rod did last year.
he really did.
Real
They ain't,
talk.
they're not gonna give him that credit. But I actually think Patrick Mahomes gonna win the MVP anyway, so it's gonna be a mute
This
point.
year.
Yeah.
I mean, any year there's no clear MVP, they're gonna give it to Patrick Mahomes.
especially with him not having Tyreek, and
I mean,
they ain't missed a beat.
Patrick Mahomes lead the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and like hell, they're 8-3 too, right?
Yeah,
I think they're 8-3. So yeah, like he has like the best case because
And
like yeah, the Eagles are 9-1, but they had also had the weakest strength of schedule coming into the season. I think that's going to play into it down the stretch.
and I'm gonna tell
how
you
y'all
something too.
think this
With Dak,
injury season gone? My bad, my bad. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say with Dak's contract about to come up, I'm pretty sure the Cowboys don't want him to win no MVP too.
Yeah,
No, of course not.
It's
I
funny.
was
It's
just about
funny.
to
It's
say,
funny. It's funny how his play style is changing now that it's about to be a contract style, contract season again.
yeah,
All of a sudden they okay with Dak running the ball. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. It was crazy you said something about a contract because I sure finna ask y'all what y'all thought about Dalton Schultz because he
Oh, he
gonna
been
have a
signed.
down year. He gonna have a down year
Is
just
he though?
because of the nature of his year. So
But
how they gonna play that?
I mean, is
that's
he though? Is he gonna have a down year?
Cause
Because
he look like he might turn up, right?
he closed 300 yards and he had 3 touchdowns. I mean he never gonna have Travis Kelsey numbers, but like when you compare him to tight ends, he's probably gonna still be a top 5 tight end at the end of the year.
yeah, because he only had 800.
That gonna spam him too,
He
ain't it?
only had 800 yards last year.
hmm
Yeah.
So I mean, the only thing Dalton Schultz really has to do, he don't even really has to beat his numbers from last year. He just has to get around the same numbers as he has last year and being considered as being consistent. Because you got to think if he can get the same numbers as he got last year, considering that Dak missed 5 games and he missed like 4 games himself.
That's what
That's
I'm
going to be a
saying.
win-win. You know what I'm saying? Because Dalton Schultz was injured and then he didn't have his quarterback for a couple games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like considering all that, if you're still able to put up the same amount of numbers that you had last year, he's going to get paid. And I'm going to tell you, Dak Prescott is going to get Dalton Schultz paid.
I know Henry HTM a numbers guy. So
Yeah.
what number would you say is would price him out though? Like what number would you be like, we can't deal with that? You know what I'm saying? If he reached this number, like he gonna be too rich for our blood. Is that a number?
Well, let's be honest. He's making like 10 point something $1 million this year.
10.5.
Yeah, so like, what would it hurt to pay him $11 million, or hell, even if you just wanted to give him $12 million, because it's really not going to be that annually. It'll say that annually, on the contract. But we all know once he signs the contract, they're gonna give him a fat ass signing bonus. He'll play for what, maybe like $2-3 million that year. He'll pocket like $10 or $12 at signing, maybe $20 at signing, and then he'll have a contract they'll say like $12 million a year. But we all know that if the cap hit for those years ain't gonna be that big.
They gonna
So
whoop
like,
him with that pen for sure.
But
yeah,
I
so
mean, think about this, you guys. Think about this. Everybody says what the Cowboys aren't going to do with Dalton Schultz. You know what the franchise said? What the franchise tag says? What it really says? What it really says is the Dallas Cowboys are willing to play at least $10.5 million because you
yes,
already paid that. So
Yeah.
if you're Dalton Schultz, the price doesn't start below that. The price starts at that. So when Dalton Schultz walk into the Dallas Cowboys, the lowest that they can offer him is $10.5 million. So it's like exactly what Henny said. A lot of people keep on saying, "Oh, they're not gonna want to pay him 14, $13 million." Well, it's really only a difference of like $2 million, $3 million. If you're telling me they only got to go up $2 million, $3 million, then yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it. They'll
Yeah.
do it. And they have to do it too because the importance of the position. Your rookies have not done your rookies have shown enough to play, but they haven't shown enough to take his position.
To
And I
replace.
know,
Nah.
like, not they're just there hasn't been.
especially
And
with
I
how
think
much.
I
And think
think
about
Schultz
this:
is
the
a
more
guy that Dak can stand on the table for too.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, bro. As long as, and you got to think like the Cowboys, they believe in those like the triplets, Jason Witten and Tony Romo, Dak
Witness.
Prescott and Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
They believe in that. Like Dalton Schultz was drafted to be the next Jason Witten. Like I do not believe he's going anywhere.
Then you said it too. He was drafted. that's a
Yeah, he
that's
was.
a key
Yeah,
word.
like I don't I like they gave a franchise tag. Think about the people who the Cowboys have given franchise tags to.
Dak
Think
D
about
Prescott.
Law, D Law, Prescott, who else?
I don't even think they gave Byron Jones a franchise tag, did
No,
they?
they didn't.
Who else they ain't franchise Zeke either. Who they
Nope.
franchise?
They
I know they
franchise.
franchise D-Law and Dak. And who else?
Did they franchise D-Law?
I believe they did, right? Yeah,
I
they did.
don't
Cause you remember he
remember.
threatened them with the surgery, I believe. When that year?
That
I
was the year
can't
before.
remember.
Let me see. But the
I believe
Cowboys have
so.
only, if I'm not mistaken, Cowboys have only franchised. Let me see. Cowboys franchise.
I know one year
I'll let my
D-Law
cousin
threatened
my
them with
cousin
the
pull it. He can pull it up
surgery.
faster than me.
Cause you remember D-Law
Yeah,
was like, if I don't get paid,
they franchise tagged him in 2019.
yeah, I
The
knew I
first
went
year, right?
tripping.
The first year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who are the three people they franchised in the last 10 years? It's only been D-Law,
I think we named him.
Dak.
D-Law, Dak,
Dak,
and
and Dalton Schultz, and all of them are still on this team.
Yeah.
Like I think
remember they
if
didn't even franchise tag Leary when he was trying to leave. They let him hit the open market.
mm-hmm.
Shit, they let said well they wouldn't have did said.
Yeah, they let
Uh,
Sid walk. They let
The only person that I would think they would have done it was Byron Jones, but they didn't even buy the hype for that. They were like, nope,
they did
they,
hell they didn't even franchise DeMarco Murray.
they let
nope.
him walk. Yeah.
For $8 million, he went to Eagles for
Mhm.
$8 million, $8.2 million. I remember that.
And
I
they
was saying,
trifling behind and ain't used the man.
nope. But hey, man, we've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, man. This is Uncut Late Night Cowboys, man. We've been rocking all night, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Hey, I'm going to start to my right, man. Henny, let them know where they can find you at, my boy.
Hey man, it's HTM Sports on all platforms except for Facebook. On there, it's still Henny the Moore. So just tap in with me, and you get some of that good cowboy content.
D-Law had the 20 sacks. I don't think D-Law's ever had. Has D-Law ever had 20 sacks in a season?
Nah, D Law high
Yeah,
was like
14, right?
I think it was like
He went
14.5.
crazy that contract year. I don't think he had 20 though.
No,
He
it
had
wasn't
14.
no 20 sacks. That's the Marcus Ware you're thinking about. Had 20 sacks.
Yeah, DeMarcus Ware did.
Yeah,
Then
that's
he
the
went
wrong
to
dude.
Denver and played linebacker.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
had.
you know what position D-Law went, you know what DeMarcus, you know what position DeMarcus Ware went and played? The same position Michael Parsons is playing right now. The Dallas Cowboys just hadn't invented. It hadn't been invented in
Outside
Dallas.
linebacker.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But it's like this position with this the position that Micah Parsons is playing right now is the position that DeMarcus Ware left Dallas to go play in Denver.
Yeah.
We just hadn't seen it yet.
14 and a half sacks was D Law's career high in 2017.
Yeah. Well, shoot, hey landlord, where can they find them? Where can they find you at?
Oh yeah, man. Holla at your boy Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on all social media. Y'all go, people on Facebook, rock with your boy. People on IG, Twitter, everywhere, man. Y'all give your boy a like, a share, and a follow. And I appreciate it, man, for this good old Cowboys content. You understand?
Yep. Hey, and shout out to hey, we got a couple people that's watching on HTM Sports, man. Y'all the real MVPs, man. I see y'all over there, and appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching over there on HTM Sports. Appreciate y'all, and
Facts.
shout out to everybody that's watching on Landlord's channel, and shout out to everybody that's watching on West Coast Cowboys channel, man. I appreciate all you guys. Well, you guys already know what it is, man. Make sure you guys stay on tap for new content. All of us will be dropping content in the morning. I'll be dropping some videos. Landlord be dropping videos. Henny will be dropping some articles. Make sure you guys support them. How do you support them? You support them by reading them. You support them by watching them, and you support them by sharing it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you agree with the content, share it and say, "Oh my God, look at this." If you don't agree with the content, share it and say, "Oh my God, look at this." You feel me? Either way,
HTM,
yeah.
send me
Either
some
way,
articles, man.
hey,
I got. Hey,
absolutely.
I'm finna send you one over now. Matter of fact, bro.
Yeah, send me some
Hey, that's what
articles,
I tell
man.
him. Hey, man, that's what I tell him, bro. Like, whenever he got something to tell me, I say, what do I always tell you, bro? Don't tell me. Send me an article, bro. Send me an article. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, but you guys already know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. Never look down because the star's up. Peace.